What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade TR-1 Hazel 2 from Advance of Zeta, the Flag of Titans. So, what is this kit all about? It's all about the booster, honestly, because, yeah, the only thing that the TR-1 Hazel 2 is really known about is the Tri-Booster over here, which, yeah, it doesn't really fit the color scheme, but at the same time, we have seen gigantic splotches of white on the Titan's color scheme on the other Hazel, so I guess I don't mind it that much. It just looks good, honestly, because, yeah, you do not have the clunky shield boosters on the back, and of course, well, I just like the Tri-Booster more than the others. Yeah, this is probably my favorite booster of the Hazels. Well, minus the Hurudus, of course. Well, the Hurudus stick out way too far towards the back, so not really a big fan of him. But yeah, since now we have the Hurudus, all that kind of stuff, we can customize it however I want. So back to the Hazel. How much of this is different from the other Hazels that we've seen? Well, obviously the feet is basically the GM Quell's leg. It's kind of like more of a sleeker design over here. The waist is actually black and it doesn't have the gigantic protrusions out there. The red piece over here is different, and you actually have an antenna on head. I don't know if this is something left over from the GM Quell. And yeah, there's this one thing I really like about the Hazel 2 is that we can actually recreate different developmental stages of the TR-1 Hazel 2. So I think this headpiece is the early development type camera over here, which does have a green sticker for the scope. But then if we rip it off, I suggest ripping off the V-fin first because it is kind of smooth, so it just tends to slip. And then we of course can put on the other well-known Hazel headpiece that has all the sensors. This is probably the later developmental stage of the TR-1 Hazel 2, which is included in this kit, by the way, so we could definitely recreate different developmental stages. So if you're kind of sick of looking at this because all the other Hazels have it, you have the more traditional one. And overall, this thing just looks pretty dang good. And of course, stickers, we have the one green sticker for the other headpiece, you have the long green sticker with the yellow arches over here, we have the eyes, and then we have the V. The other Hazels do not have the V, but this thing has it, which is somewhat nice, but it doesn't really look nice from other angles because you can clearly tell it's just a gold sticker. And the V is actually molded into the piece, so you can actually just paint it in. Of course, we have the green sensors over here. And then for the Tri-Booster, this is basically my worst nightmare in this kit, because you can see the sticker actually has to go onto the piece over here before sandwiching these two white gigantic pieces into the piece over here. So yeah, it may go out of place, it may just wrinkle under the assembly, so this isn't really that good of a sticker. And then of course we have two gray stickers on the Tri-Booster's fuel tank over here, which doesn't seem to be peeling off. Like, I have mistakenly deleted the old footage and it was peeling off in that footage, but I guess not. I don't know why time didn't really degrade the sticker, but okay. And of course you have the green sensor over here. So not a lot of stickers. A lot of the stickers that we know of the Hazels are included in this, so yeah, because this is just the straight up variant of it. But okay, with the Tri-Booster, the sensor sticker on the fuel tank is the worst in this kit, but it doesn't ruin the look nonetheless. Articulation wise is basically the same as the old Hazels, so ball joint and slight neck joint, bar arms, so you can go out, rotate. The shoulder armor can move, which contributes to the joint of the arms going out. Rotation, above the elbow, bend at the elbow are two joints way ahead of its time. Front skirts move, side skirts move, back skirts don't move. The waists are still on the peg, but the polycap inside of the stomach can actually allow it to move up and down, which the Tri-Booster does cause weight issues on the actual polycap, so yeah, be careful. And I had to warn you guys, the Hurudus, if you do not prop it up with a stand, it actually causes horrendous weight issues that actually snapped one of my Hazel's waist pegs, so be careful with that. So if you're displaying it with the Hurudus, prop it up because it needs that support. But anyways, the legs are on those ball joints, so there is no unique mechanics. All they can do is go forwards, back, out. Not really that much because of the ball joint. Rotation thanks to the ball joint. A double jointed knee with a 90-degree bend. Nothing really too different than the other Hazels. The feet can just move along in a bulging, flip-flop action. These ankle guards can actually move, but if I could get them to move, because they do not have that much room to move around in. Then the tri-booster. These booster pods over here can move in and out. They can rotate over here like so. And then the fuel tank can move. So all in all, articulation is basically the same as the old Hazels. So yeah, because this is just a straight up parts variant of the Hazels, that's why articulation is really nothing to marvel at. It's just the same old Hazel articulation. First of all, accessories, we have the singular beam saber on the back. So yeah, you can just snap it out, allow it to hold, and it does come with a single beam. There we go, nothing really too special. But since this thing is basically using the old ABS plastic frame, so the beam saber holding hand may just come apart, unlike the KPS version, which is way better, which is implemented into the new P-Banda Hazels, mind you. And then next up, we have the beam rifle over here. It's the same old Hazel beam rifle, nothing really too special. We've seen this multiple times in the past, so there's nothing really that good to mention about it. It's just the same old rifle. But then what this guy does come with as an alternative ranged weapon is the machine gun. This thing I think is used by the GM Qual as well, so yeah, nothing really too special if you've built the GM Qual, but it is kind of a refreshing weapon to see in a Hazel. So yeah, I could swap it out for the trigger finger hand. It's kind of wonky to get it to hold because the stock actually gets in the way of the arm, but okay, here we have it. And then next up is the accessories you've already seen. Of course, we have the GM Qual shield right here. Nothing too special. Same old shield connector onto the arm. So we can just plug it on like so. We kind of messed up the directions, but okay. But then, last but not least, we do have the shield booster. It isn't really anything different, but I'm kind of surprised that they implemented into this, because I don't think the TR-1 actually used the shield booster at all. Like, of course, I'm not really that familiar with Advance of Zeta, the Flag of Titans, so who knows? But an inclusion of the shield booster is nice, so as to have an alternative mode of defense. So that's basically all the accessories for the TR-1 Hazel 2. So this being called the Hazel 2, let's bring in the TR-6 variant of the Hazel 2 with the two gigantic skyscrapers on the back. So yeah, it's basically the Hazel Custom and the Wound Ward differences, so nothing really too special, but things could kind of get confusing if you do not mention the model number of the actual mobile suit, because both of these guys are called Hazel 2. And of course, we should bring in the Advanced Hazel because it is actually the successor of the TR-1 Hazel 2. So that's basically all there is to the TR-1 Hazel 2. What do I think of this kit? Well, it's just as good as the old Hazels, but its look is more simplistic look, and the tri-booster definitely gives it a more refreshing build experience, although it's the majority of it is basically the same as the other Hazels. It still has kind of a more refreshing look because it has more like a simpler design, and of course the very nice looking tri-booster over here. So yeah, this thing does definitely stand out in the Hazel crowd if you already have a million of those. But that's it for me. I would definitely recommend this thing. It comes in at a 6 to 7 out of 10. So if you guys somehow find this thing, which I'm surprised that you even found it, definitely go pick it up. So that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.